Ashish Shinde. Yeah. Hi guys, my name is Ashish Shinde, and I just want to thank you all the attendees who have joined our session today. And I would also like to welcome our panelists, which are from Edges, Tyroo, and SocialPeta. So starting off with Kapil, I would like you to introduce yourself, and just when you do your introduction, if you'd like to add fun fact about yourself, so go ahead and take it off, Kapil.
So hi everyone, welcome to the webinar. I'm Kapil and I work as a market evangelist with Adjust. As part of my role, I work with my regional teams to help them strategically expand Adjust footprint and also strengthen our relationship with our existing clients in India as well as Southeast Asia by educating our app marketers about how they can use Adjust products effectively to make smart decisions about their campaigns and ensure that they keep on running profitable campaigns throughout. So that is the part of my role at Edges. And fun fact about me would be that I like to keep on trying new apps. Wherein I discovered one new app called Alami, which basically like there is this problem like everyone has about getting up early in the morning. So this app basically helps you to snooze or close an alarm only when you complete a particular task. So that helped me to actually get up early in the morning. So I think so that's all about me. Yeah.
Kapil, I will end up breaking my phone if I can't solve that question because I really hate to be bothered while I'm sleeping. Thank you for that, Kapil. So moving on to Vishal. Vishal is from Tyroo. Vishal, go ahead, stage is yours.
Yeah, hi, good afternoon, guys. First of all, thanks a lot to SocialPeta and Just to be a part of this panel. I am part of Tyroo. I drive, Tyroo dabbles in a bunch of business offerings, and one of our umbrella is partnership model, where under this model we have partnerships across social, native, etc. So I drive the native piece in Tyroo. I drive revenue pan India, and as well as we're trying to figure out, and I'm also driving a bit of new business at Tyroo.
That's great.
And the fact. So I'm just trying to figure out. I think I'm made to believe that I cannot dabble multiple line items at the same time. So I'm just trying to kind of work towards managing multiple tasks. This is what WI for me. So I think I struggle there, but yeah, that's one of the facts which people think I don't have more success at. So, but I'm trying to work on it, and trying to, just as I mentioned, do multiple tasks at the same time.
Yeah, but it's always good to focus on one task at one hand and then move on to next. But they say company doesn't expect us to do only one task at one time. So I can agree with that.
Yeah.
We all need to actually learn that thing. Thank you for that, Vishal. And then moving on to Pankaj Unyal from SocialPeta. Pankaj, go ahead.
Thanks, Ashish, and thanks everyone who has shown their interest to this webinar. Our partners, Tyroo and Edges as well. My name is Pankaj Unyal, and I'm handling business development part for SocialPeta, and along with it, I'm handling sales cycle for entire north and the east part for SocialPeta, starting with acquiring new clients and helping existing clients as well. It's been a nice journey with SocialPeta, learning new algorithms and meeting new clients every day who are actually developing new apps. So there's a lot of learning in this journey. For the fun fact, it can be fun for me, but not for others. So I'm just trying to spend more time outside home, especially in the late evenings or the early mornings. That's the time when I get, absolutely my time. So I try to spend some time with friends and play some outdoor games just to, keep myself fit. So yeah, that's all about me. Thank you, Ashish.
Yeah. Thank you, Pankaj. We all can actually learn to stay fit actually in these days. All right. So after the introduction is done, what our panelists have done that they have created a presentation for our attendees, which can help understand about the future of UA campaigns. there are three major things that really we wanted to focus on: the measurement, the monetization, and the creatives part. So we'll be kicking off with Kapil. Kapil, if you kindly share your presentation, and after that, you can
Yep.
share your own thoughts. Yeah,
Let me know once my screen is visible.
I can definitely see your screen. Yeah.
Great, great. Yep. So guys, I would like to quickly introduce what Edges is and what we do. Yeah. So just to introduce ourselves in the terms of numbers, we actually were founded in 2012 and have been profitable since 2015. And we are a strong team of 650 plus people across 16 offices globally. And a testament to our success is we have 100,000 apps working directly with us across different geographies and verticals. And we are deeply entrenched into the entire ad tech space, wherein we have integrations with more than 2,000 partners across the ad tech space. And as another testament is we are trusted by leading brands in India across different verticals, whether it is gaming, finance, or any of the verticals. Now, coming to what we actually do is we are a mobile measurement and growth platform. And as part of a job, we try to connect the dots between the campaign and the outcomes. And how we are able to do is because we are able to track a consumer journey end to end. That is, we can track a consumer journey right from the first impression which is served to the consumer till the last event, which is the post-install event. That is whatever he's doing after installing the app. So we can track each and every event in this entire journey so that a marketer can clearly have an understanding of how his consumer journey is, where are the bottlenecks, and how he can optimize basis this information. Additionally, we can track a user from any source, whether it is a cross device, whether the user is coming from web or mobile, and whether he is coming from paid channels or organic channels. We can track a user from all possible channels which you want to track. And that's where this information becomes very important, because it helps you to spend your budgets wisely. Because unlike traditionally, the way you used to evaluate different media sources for basis traditional KPIs like CPI, CPMs, and so on, but with an MMP, you can now evaluate the same media sources basis your key KPIs. Like for example, in case of a real money game, the key KPI is installed to deposit conversion. So a real money game app can now, basis this particular KPI, can see which are the top sources which fare better on this particular KPI. So in a way, it is shifting the power from these traditional platforms to the app marketer, and helps him to understand how he can deploy the budgets and where he can deploy the budgets in a much more efficient manner. Additionally, acquiring a user is just half part of the story. Maintaining and there is also something called user churn, which is users uninstall your app. So we also help marketers understand where the user churn is happening, that is across which devices, which regions, and all. We also help clients understand this user churn so that they can then, with the help of a segmentation tool, take corrective actions to identify the most profitable customers within the uninstallers, and then retarget them effectively. And while retargeting, you want to ensure that you deliver a flawless experience. And that is possible with the help of a deep linking solution, which Adjust has. And the best part is it can solve for multiple use cases, so that you are peacefully aware that your experience is flawless and it won't break during any part of the journey. Additionally, we understand that app marketers spend a lot of time in tracking and optimization. As a result, less time is spent on improving the creatives, which is a key lever to improve your overall ROI. And that's where we have automation solutions which can help you to identify the top performing campaigns quickly and automatically shift budgets to these top performing campaigns, so that it saves you a lot of time. Additionally, we have seen that fraud is a very important aspect, wherein the fraud ranges in the range of 4 to 14% in India on an average. And hence, if you have a fraud prevention solution, you can actually save on this big loss sitting on your balance sheets, and thereby improve your overall return on ad spends. So in a way, Adjust offers you a holistic platform wherein you can track the user journey. You can also track the fraud. You can also track the user churn and overall. So it is a one in all marketing stack. And just the last part on why people or our customers prefer Adjust over the competition is that any feature which you subscribe with Adjust is actually unlimited. And when it comes to raw data, that is, you can drop unlimited amount of raw data with us, no charges over there. And secondly, we understand that working with a MMP can be technically complex. That's where we have award-winning support and very flexible SLAs which can help you to navigate this landscape of working with an MMP. And additionally, our iOS solutions has been helping app marketers to seamlessly transition through the iOS 14.5 changes. And given that we live in a privacy-centric world now, it is very important for any measurement solution to be privacy compliant with the strictest standard. So that's also something which differentiates us. So that was all about Adjust. So in case if you like this and would like to have a free demo, you can always reach out to me on this email address. We'll also share these details in the webinar somewhere. Yeah. So that was from me. Over
Great.
to
Thank you
Vishal.
so much for that, Prabal. Yeah, great. Thank you so much, Kapil. Yeah, so that was really informative. So I'd like to introduce Vishal now to go ahead and start his presentation.
Hi, thanks, Ashish. Yeah, I hope you guys can see my screen.
Yeah, I can see it.
Awesome. Cool. So as I briefly mentioned in my introduction, we are Tyroo. We've been around for more than a decade. So what do we do? Basically, we are a leading ad tech platform. Based out of our headquarters, Singapore. I'm based out of Gurgaon. So primarily, we are looking at multiple markets in the APAC region. We have a massive network of 10,000 plus brands. 200 plus agency partnerships. As I mentioned, previously as well. So primarily, if I talk about Tyroo, we have, with our offerings in place, what do we do is that we are a, ad tech company where we provide solutions, tech solutions to brands where they can optimize on their ROI, be more effective. The second bit of the business is the partnership model, where Tyroo has partnered with global brands like Snapchat. It's a very old partnership for us. I think it's almost 2.5, 3 years, old partnership, and we were in fact instrumental to get Snap in India. It's a robust partnership which has grown with Snap growing in India, and I think we are sitting on 150 million plus downloads now in Indian ecosystem. In addition to India, we also represent Snap in, as I mentioned, in APAC countries like Vietnam, Philippines, etc. With the same premise, we partnered with a native ad tech platform called Outbrain. Outbrain has been around. It's a company which has come out of Tel Aviv. They're listed on the Nasdaq now. So as the name native suggests, it's a very it's a inclusive ad format, not intrusive. I'll delve deeper as I move forward, but it's it's something which is more content based. It doesn't disrupt the user experience when they move across different mediums, desktop, mobile, tablet, etc. Our recent partnership is in the gaming ecosystem, and I'm sure everyone is aware that gaming is becoming a bigger mammoth in itself. In fact, I just read that there are some, in India only, I think we have some 15 billion downloads, and we're sitting on 500 million plus active gamers. So massive, penetration there, interest. So with that thought process, we have partnered with Activision Blizzard. It's a Microsoft company now. They have games like Call of Duty, Candy Crush, etc. And of course, in extension to that, we also have partnered with, Gameloft, etc. So that's on the partnership side. As I mentioned, we're Singapore headquartered. We definitely help brands, in the performance marketing ecosystem. We help them do that growth hack there. Uh, and that's how we are placed. Now, just to touch upon the solutions we have, just give me a second. Yeah. So I'll just briefly touch upon how do we go about doing that. We have full funnel solutions, as in the previous presentation, we're looking at the measurement part. So we also provide full funnel from upper funnel to end funnel. As I mentioned, we can look at social, native, and gaming as big buckets there. We've been instrumental to drive efficiencies for a lot of marketeers in the performance stack. We definitely can provide. These are the times where users as well as brands are looking at more customized solutions. So we definitely work towards attaining and achieving that. We, as I mentioned, with Snap, with Outbrain and the Activision, we have that capabilities to drive tech bit as well. We have AR capabilities. With native, we can do a lot of contextual targeting, etc. So definitely we can create more personalized stories. And of course, we work across different ad formats, ranging from standard ad format to videos to AR lenses, etc. We are, as I mentioned, we ad tech. We definitely are able to provide solutions across funnels. And and of course they come with all your I'm saying measurement tools are there, so hence come with that capability of driving that measurement as well. That's about Tyroo, and that's about me. So if in case there are any questions, of course feel free to reach out on vishal.s@tyroo.com. Ashish, that's about me.
Thanks, Vishal. Thank you. You can stop sharing your screen if you have anything you can add into it. And just one thing I wanted to let the attendees know, in case if you want to reach out to Kapil, Vishal, and Pankaj, their details will be in the PPT, but we will also share that in the chat system as well for you to, have a note at it. Thank you, Vishal. And then moving on to Pankaj. Pankaj, if you could kindly share your presentation. Pankaj, I think you're on mute.
And also the screen is not.
Yeah.
Do you see it
Technical
now?
issues. Yeah, I can see it now.
All right.
No, I don't see the screen. I can hear you now, but I still don't see the screen. If you can reshare it, I think.
I think I'll share it and
Yep, I can see it.
great. Finally. Thanks a lot, Kapil and Vishal. I mean, they have, told very nice success stories about Tyroo and Adjust. Uh, and thank you, everyone, to give me this opportunity to, present SocialPeta, what we do. SocialPeta is helping a lot of advertisers and the event companies and companies who have their own products in order to go beyond in their ad campaigns. We have 1.2 billion ad creatives these are the published data from the different social apps, and we have tie-ups with major giants like Google, AdSense, along with it, YouTube, Facebook, and some Korean and Japanese regional networks as well, because they have their different market and they have their regional market. They go by the language and not by the global networks. With these kind of data, you can have your own marketing strategy wherein you can compete with your direct competitions, and you can see using our tool that what they are doing in the ad campaigns, how successful they are on a particular campaign, and probably you can beat them or you can compete them using the same strategy in the same market, or probably if you're new to the market, you're just about to launch the product, maybe you can you can see what the market leaders are doing, where they are actually successful, and what are their most successful at grade is, what kind of response they are getting, which is the, I mean, best market for them. I mean, for now, I mean, most of the people think, and which is true, that the US is the North America is the biggest market for any app publisher, which is correct. But along with it, we have fact that some of the other regions are also doing quite simultaneously good. Maybe not in terms of in-app purchases, but maybe the daily active users and the kind of downloads that they have. So, I mean, basically, we are covering in this slide more about the gaming, because we all have been talking about games a lot, and we have a lot of data available to the gamers. I mean, most of the gamers are using these days globally mobile phones. So we have available data that we are talking about. So if you see in the last quarter in the North America, which is always topping the chart, and that has been going, and it has been keep increasing in the last 3 quarters. So I mean, the numbers, they were quite less in the late, in the last quarter of 2020 and beginning of 2021. The data is going actually up, and we have I mean, competitive market like Southeast Asia, which has been always favorite. I mean, is the second favorite post US. If you see the, I mean, the CPC, which is quite high in this market. South Asia, being not very favorite in the last, I mean, probably 5 or 6 years ago, but again, it is competing and quite actually with the Europe as well. So this kind of data that we have, that can actually give you an idea, if you have a app that has global reach, what market you have to invest, and what kind of efforts you can make. I mean, if you see, I mean, daily active users data, again, US is topping, but the more growth, the more growth is in the Southeast Asia market, which is quite competing, and probably, if not in the near future, probably in next 5 years, it'll be a direct competition to the North American market, with the kind of trend that we see in the recent past. So, I mean, using SocialPeta, I mean, you can have all these strategies for your own app, for your own ad strategy. I mean, the own ad campaigns that you can have, and it's just a bit of it. I mean, probably I'm just using one feature. We have multiple features that you can have, and you can use this tool. I mean, for like 6 months and 1 year, and you can see, I mean, what kind of things that you were missing in the past in your strategies. So, I mean, this is region-wise data for the mobile downloads. You can see North America is again topping the chart, and Europe is the second most, I mean, favorite in the market, but you can see the South America has a different data. So, I mean, now you have the real-time data for all the IAFs revenues as well. I mean, you can see maybe it was not favored. The reason that US is, or North America is favored, is because they have users who are spending more and more in IAF. So probably the data for the active users is not as high as the other regions, but you can see they are topping. I mean, they have just 1/3 chunk of the total IAP. So these kind of things that you can use, and you can see from our data. And I mean, if any time you would like to contact us, you can visit our website, or I am based out in Delhi. So I mean, anyone who has time to, I mean, meet, I mean, they can just give me a call. I'm just a call away, or email me. So I'll be glad to meet you. So thank you, Ashish, and thank you everyone who's part of this webinar. Thank you so much. Over to you, Ashish.
Thank you, Pankaj. Thank you. That was really informative. I'd like to personally thank you, Kapil, Vishal, and Pankaj, for that lovely presentation. Uh, we do have some questions based on the topics which you have shared. I just wanted to go over that. Starting with Kapil, I just wanted to understand from your point of view, like, how do you see the UA campaigns, the overall UA landscape, which is evolving in 2023, and what will happen after that? giving the enhanced focus on privacy-centric regulations. So if you could just give us an idea from your point of view, from your industry expertise.
Yep. So the way we see it is that the role of MMP, given the shift to this privacy-oriented landscape we are witnessing, the role of a MMP is even becoming critical than it was before. And the reason I would like to say this is I would like to support it with two events which had happened in 2021. The first one was Facebook has a program called Advanced Mobile Measurement, which is basically basis which if an app marketer opts into that program, then he can actually receive user level granular data from his respective MMP. Now, what happened is in 2021, Facebook actually deprecated this program in light of the privacy regulations. And as a result, app marketers can no longer receive this user level granular information. So this actually puts their own BI systems at a huge disadvantage. Whereas the same data flow to an MMP is not affected, it has remained intact. And as a result, as long as we are able to showcase this data in an aggregated format, we can still showcase a lot of data points to the app marketer on our adjust dashboard. So in a way, you can see that the choice of an MMP which you make has even become super critical given these changes. There was one big change which had impacted the entire app marketing landscape, which was the rollout of iOS 14.5 and implementation of ATT framework. Basis which now app marketers had to rely on Apple's attribution service, which is SK Ad Network, to measure their campaign results. As a result, we from our experience, we saw a lot of app marketers found it difficult to understand that, and they also had SK Ad Network also had its own set of limitations. That's where a lot of MMPs like Adjust did a great job by helping app marketers with solutions like there is one solution which is a SDK wrapper. Now, what this does is it helps or gives the app marketer an ability to choose the time at which he wants to display the ATT consent prompt. So what happens is, if you have this ability, it actually helps you to improve your response rates or consent rates. And as a result, it helped a lot of app marketers to improve consent rates and do measurement. That was one thing. Second challenge while working with iOS was also that the conversion value mapping, wherein you are only getting 64 conversion bits against which you could map events. And that's where it was quite difficult. And I just launched a product called Conversion Hub, which deploys machine learning model on our own data sets and basis information like the app category, the nature of monetization, the cycle of monetization. The product can actually quickly recommend you the set of conversion value mapping, which are most optimized for your set of app. And that way, it actually it does a lot of heavy lifting basis the industry expertise which we have. So this is how we saw that. This is how actually I see MMPs helping a lot of app marketers navigate the privacy-centric landscape. And the role of an MMP is even becoming more important as we go forward. Yeah.
Right. Thank you for that, Kapil. I totally understand the privacy regulations are going to be a key factor, which is going to play a big role into the coming, app marketer advertisers. Considering that, I also wanted to understand from your point of view, like how are attribution players evolving beyond offering basic attributes to app marketers? Like from your point of view, I wanted to understand.
Yeah. So I think it's been almost a decade since MMPs have been there.
Yes.
And the way we have actually evolved is, like everyone does, is to listen to clients' feedback. And that's where, like, for example, earlier we were providing basic attribution, which helps you to understand how you can acquire users and re-engage users. But along with that, we also observed that the app marketers were facing a big problem called fraud. That's where, taking this need into account, we launched our fraud prevention solution. And the differentiating fact about this solution is that it is a fraud prevention solution rather than the detection solutions which are available in the market. So what this does
Right.
is, whenever you are using this kind of a solution, it actually activates the fraud filters at the time of install. so that you are assured that attribution is never awarded to these kind of fraudulent installs. And that way, app marketer can be very sure that he is paying only for genuine installs. And this also clears up the billing cycle so that everyone is aware that this is how the system works and you only pay for the clean installs. So that was one interesting thing, wherein along with attribution, fraud is also there, part of the same platform. So you don't have to do those additional integrations with new players and so on. That was one thing. Additionally, we also observed that a lot of app marketers' time actually goes in two main things, that is tracking and optimization. And it's a daily hassle wherein you lose a lot of time. As a result, you are not able to focus on the most creative aspects, which is driving the creative effectiveness. So taking this need or problem statement in mind, we actually developed automation solutions, which can actually help you to automatically set alerts to track the best performing campaigns. And on top of that, set rule engines basis which you can actually increase the budgets or bids for your top performing campaigns. So that way, your budgets are automatically shifting to your top performing campaigns. And the reason this is important to do it in real time is because the difference between your top and the lowest performing campaign could be almost 5x. So that's where if you have this automation in place, it actually gives you an edge about the rest of the competing marketers. And just one more thing which comes to my mind is recently we had when we are speaking with app marketers, they also wanted to understand what is the impact of different touch points on delivering the final outcome. That's where I just recently launched a product called Assist Dashboard, wherein the advertisers can, along with the final channels which drive attribution, they can also understand which are the top assisting channels, so that they can then appropriately understand the difference between which are the channels which can actually drive conversion and which are the channels which are good at driving assist. As a result, you can then deploy your budgets effectively to drive the final outcome. So these are just a couple of ways how the MMPs have actually evolved beyond just providing basic attribution.
Totally understand that. I totally agree with you on that, Kapil. We will probably have some more questions for you, Kapil, at the end of this session. And meanwhile, as I said to my attendees, please go ahead and ask any questions you would like to redirect to any of these panelists. I'd like to move on to Vishal, and since we're talking about the UA campaigns, I just wanted to understand from you that what, according to you, is important for users today in digital ecosystem. Would you like to suggest few strategies for UA one must adopt to be future ready to monetize the opportunity on time? What do you suggest, Vishal, on this?
Thanks, Ashish. Yeah, so definitely, I think we are anyways living in a very cluttered world, right? Users are
Yes.
bombarded with so many ad experiences. So I think relevancy is the key. If I have to really summarize it to one word. However, that becomes, in fact, the basic premise that which marketeers or brands have to understand, that how do we engage with the customers long enough, how we are able to create better digital experiences primarily. And what in turn it does for brands is that they're able to drive healthier ROIs. It definitely impacts to create better customer lifetime value. So I think it's primarily customer experiences, and I think anyways we are talking. There's a lot of talk around customer experience now, anyways. So how do we do it? As I mentioned, that it's cluttered. We need to drive relevancy. We need to have a better digital experience for the user. The user needs to be, clutter-free, buying decisions for them. So I think data plays a very, very important role. I think first-party data, as I mentioned, for marketers plays a very important role. It's and then definitely first-party, the combination of first-party data to third-party data. As I mentioned, at Tyroo, we have platforms like Snap, Outbrain, where we definitely have a lot of these platforms carry a lot of data primarily, and especially when you're moving to a cookie-less world, we're talking about a lot of contextual targeting, right? Platforms allow us to target users with interest, behavior, etc. So I think to understand the user, and to be able to marry those interest cohorts, behavior, etc., is very, very important. Secondly, I think the sheer power technology. So we definitely are talking about a lot of AIs, machine learnings. So I think it definitely allows you to know the user better. Definitely a use of technology, for example, on Snap, we use we have the capability to use AR lenses, which where the experience is more immersive. uh, a user, for example, trying to purchase a commodity or for example a lifestyle product can definitely experience that through AR lenses. So I think that also gives a lot of leverage to brands, platforms to kind of give that experience to the end user. Then definitely I think with customer experience being the premise, I think it is very important that as the user moves from awareness to consideration, it's very important for marketers of brands to stitch that experience, right? From a desktop to a mobile handset to maybe a third-party website. The idea is to have a more seamless experience, and I think these combination of these things can definitely give a better digital experience to the user. And just to touch upon what exactly few strategies or few inputs which we can consider while looking at user acquisition. I think, as I mentioned, data and technology becomes a very, very integral part. So hence, to understand the user. So I think brands need to understand users by sitting with the sales guys, by even speaking to the customer, understanding what the need gap is, etc., and then creating those experiences or creating that whole premise or storytelling around that becomes very, very important. Data is key. As I think across user journey, as I mentioned, while the user are going through different stages, what kind of how do we analyze data and how do we understand user journey, and then what affects the final conversion? I think that is again a very, very key aspect of devising the strategies. And and just to kind of summarize this, customization, right? As I mentioned that we at Tyroo we represent a native ad tech platform, and what we are able to do is that we are able to, because it's a discovery recommendation platform, we are able to definitely drive a lot of personalized communication to the user, especially when they are able to, when they are looking for that kind of a content, etc. So I think in this cluttered world, I think these are a few inputs which definitely can be used while creating a better experience for the end user.
Couldn't agree more, Vishal. I personally think, when I go onto mobile, on my personal mobile, I do see so many ads, so many creatives. I really don't know what to really focus on. Totally understanding the user's feedback, which is really important, keeping up with the trend, with the AI and everything. One more thing I really wanted to understand from you, Vishal, that uh, would you like to suggest any, creative best practice for UA and retargeting that really compels the users to take the action? What would you suggest from your point of view?
Yeah. So I think, as you mentioned, we spoke about experience, spoke about technology, we spoke about data. So I think creative becomes a very, very important aspect to engage with the customer, right? When I say customer, I mean end user. So, and I've been told, as through my journey, as a performance marketer or a person who does work with a lot of marketeers, that a similar creative in different color combination can also have a different impact on the user, right? So it's as basic as that. So definitely, I think when it comes to creative, a lot of A/B testing. We need to create those master themes, look at small elements, do a lot of A/B testing, understand, optimize, and then we are able to understand the success combination of creatives. When I talk about native as a input, headlines become a very, very integral part. What is the communication which we are giving it to the end user? Is it sharper? Is it confusing? So so image plus headline, image plus keywords. These are very, very important combinations to get that success metric for a particular creative or a theme or a master theme. So I'm saying it's very, very important. So a lot of A/B testing, a lot of combinations of different images. Just to drive that point on native again, we encourage our clients to not use a lot of text, for example, on native campaigns, because they're smaller ad formats, etc. People are able to relate better to images and headline combination, as I mentioned. However, if I have to kind of zero down on metrics to understand that how we are able to drive those creative optimization metric, then I think there are three bigger pillars. CTRs, become a very, very important part. When we talk about any success metric which comes to creative. So yeah, as I mentioned, a lot of A/B testing just to understand wherever there are better CTRs, understand how the user is interacting with and engaging with those ad formats, etc., and then optimize basis that. This in turn helps us to get that last conversion, right? The better the CTRs, the better the conversion percentage. So I'm saying these are bigger pillars where it helps to optimize better. And of course, this combination will definitely help you to optimize on your immediate metric, which, wherever the marketer is spending their ad dollars, may it be CPMs or CPCs, etc. The combination of better CTRs, better conversion rate will definitely help you to optimize, better pricing as well. So I think these are broadly bigger three metrics where we can definitely work towards creative optimization.
Certainly, Kapil, sorry, Vishal, certainly a combination of multiple things. Headlines, as you said, those are really, really important for ad creatives. I personally have experienced those things. There's two products with two different, they're the same products, but whichever will have a more creative headline, I would probably end up clicking on that. Yes, image and video also plays an important part, the colors you're using. So couldn't agree more over there. Now moving on, thank you so much for Vishal that. Since Pankaj is also there, I want to understand from Pankaj, from his presentation and everything, since they really focus on ad creatives, and there are a lot of things which are happening right now. So Pankaj, from you, I wanted to understand what is the latest trends for mobile ad creatives at this time, and our attendees, would love to see some examples. Probably they can go online and see those ad creatives, how it's going to help them. So Pankaj, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Ashish. Yeah, and I mean, couldn't agree more with Vishal and Kapil with their experience. They were quite right what they've been sharing. And as you asked, uh, I think since we have been all been talking about the gaming a lot, and I think there's no secret that the gaming will be, I mean, again, the most successful thing for the mobile users. The Google Play in last year, they have made more than 37 USD, I mean million USD, just from the gaming apps download. So you can imagine the kind of money which is involved, and we have in the gaming we have a worldwide market. I mean, it doesn't go just for the kids these days. I mean, we have people, we have big gentry which is skipped, I mean, using the desktops, and they have just moved to mobile for their first internet experience. So I mean, there are more things coming in this way, like 5G and AI, IoTs, and everything is actually making a combination to, I mean, give you a successful mobile platform. And being the gaming industry, I mean, part of a gaming industry, I think it's the best time to invest in the gaming industry. I mean, most of you can see, I mean, there are specifically to India. I mean, there are a lot of new gaming companies are coming as a startup these days, and their founders are probably like 7 to 10 years of experience in mobile app developers, and probably some of them has been working with the gaming companies itself. So I mean, they have good experience in and they are launching new gaming apps every day. I mean, if I compare, I mean, US to India market, specifically these two markets. I mean, US was the biggest market. It has been biggest market, always been. But in the mobile, I think India is going to be the second most biggest market in coming years. We have more users, which is one thing. Yeah, in that term, we are leading the market. But in IA, I mean, in app purchases as well. I mean, India has shown tremendous growth. I mean, people are spending money. I mean, you can see the gamers who has been on the mobile games as a making their career for a long time. So there are people who have shifted from different segments and they are focusing on the gaming. There are other kind of, I mean, on-demand apps as well. I mean, they are always useful. They will be there. They'll sustain for a long time, like the Uber and some health apps. There are like beauty service apps. So there are other players as well. But I think my focus, or I think most of us should focus or should not, I mean, divert our focus from the gaming as a segment as well. If we are catering other clients, which is fine. But again, gaming is one of the biggest thing. I think that's going to boom in next 1 year. So that's what I think, Afi.
Great. Thank you, Pankaj. Thank you. I, as I said, yeah, there's one point I think you really said it right, that people have really skipped the PC part and they've moved to mobile games. Personally, me, I used to play, desktop on Call of Duty Warzone, but Activision is also coming up with the mobile version of Warzone. So I'm pretty much interested about it. I've been, watching their, live events and everything. So that is something, I think a lot of people, a lot of new generation as well as the older generation like me as well, they're focusing on mobile. It's quite easy. You just log into your mobile, you don't have to move around, do much, just lie down on your sofa and play, whatever. Uh, so I thank you so much, Kapil, Vishal, and Pankaj for that. We have last 15 minutes or so. I, I just wanted to get a small, if you would be, kind enough to give us a small key takeaways from your industry side to understand, like, what do you think of the Indian mobile app market in 2023 and in the coming years? So if we can just start from Kapil, if you can give us some insights, some thoughts from your side.
Yep. So from my side, since I'm in the measurement space, I would
Yeah,
definitely advise everyone to just focus on the efficiency of your overall marketing or user acquisition efforts, because like we all know that there is a possibility of an imminent slowdown. So it is important right now to protect the market share which you have, and as a result you need to revisit the different aspects of your entire path to install funnel to check if there are any bottlenecks, and to see to it what has worked for you in past, and if how you can adopt the best practices. And definitely you can always consult MMP to understand to assess your entire measurement initiatives, and if so that they can actually suggest you where you are lagging and how you can actually improve on your stack. So in improving the efficiency of your user acquisition machine is something which will the first recommendation from my side. Yeah.
got it. Thank you. Thank you for that, Kapil. That's a really key point. If if you have to understand the overall, matrix of app marketing, that's one of the important part I think which you have discussed. Moving on to Vishal, Vishal, if you could be kind enough to share your thoughts.
Yeah, so I think mobile is it's no brainer, right? Like how
Mm,
we are structured is that we are moving towards mobile. As Kapil mentioned that as we move towards having better efficiencies towards measurements, I think mobile becomes a key, right? At the end of the day, as a marketeer or as anyone in the digital ecosystem would want more efficiencies when it comes to their marketing campaigns, etc. So I think all the data suggests the same thing, right? Like the average time spent, which is 4 hour plus, will get, in fact, more entrenched as we move forward. I think Pankaj has mentioned about gaming, right? Gaming is big. At least numbers are crazy, right? I just mentioned
yeah,
that some 15 billion downloads and 500 million plus active users, out of which, I've been told that 1/4 are paying customers. So look at the entrenchment, and you just rightly mentioned that how the whole ecosystem is moving slowly, in fact, my bad, rapidly from PC to
rapidly.
mobile,
Yeah,
and the thanks to the basics, right? Like 5G is happening, smarter
Yeah.
phones, better entrenchment. Clearly, the sheer number of smartphone users is increasing day by day. So I think the trend is right. As the ecosystem evolves with better ad formats, better measurements, better strategies around acquiring user, better digital experiences. I think that's the key there. And look at us right now, right? Like, I mean, even if I take the gaming part away, I think I do end up as a user spending a considerable time of my day on mobile, while switching through financial to social media to on demand to utility apps, right? So I think, and again, very cliched, but it's an extension, right? One cannot survive or do without the mobile now. So yeah, so I think it becomes a very, very key medium for us to really look at, and with marketers definitely need to offer better digital experiences there.
Great. Totally agree there, Vishal. Personally, I've been very, guilty of doing that. I've been on my phone for a very, very long time, past few years or so. Earlier, I haven't changed my mobile since last 5 years or so. So I think it's time to change. Even though I'm using an old phone, I still end up spending like almost couple of hours every day, single day, just being on my phone. As you said, multiple apps are there. Multiple, you know, and of course the span, the attention span of a average user on mobile is also quite short, and that also would also play an important part in that creatives and marketing. Um, Totally agree with that, Vishal. Vishal, sorry, Pankaj. So, Pankaj, I really would like to understand from your industry, expertise, and what's your point of view and what are your thoughts on it?
Sure. I mean, what I believe, like we all are actually living two lives. One is online, one is offline. So I mean, it is not just for the fun, probably for the work as well. I mean, we have to be online, we have to use the different apps. So I think considering that that the internet is the necessity of for everyone. So I think more high quality products will be launched in the coming years. So how they will impact our life, how they will make it like more I mean easy, I mean more accessible for everyone. I mean those apps will be, I mean, sustaining in the market for a long time. If you see specifically the Chinese gaming market, I mean they have, I mean they have grown a lot, I mean tremendously. So learning from those, I mean big giants, I think more high quality, I mean multi-platform games, they may appear in next year 2023. You see the Genshin impact, if you know, the release of a single game on multiple platforms is gaining more attention from game developers. So for the gaming itself, I think multi-platform strategy that will allow, I mean, your game to reach more players, and they will bring, I mean, more higher revenue. That can be one of the strategy. So yeah, that's what I think. I mean, as the time goes, I mean, I think we are just closing year 2022. So we have, I mean, so many new apps coming in. I mean, I've been in touch. I mean, through SocialPeta, I've been in touch with many of the CEOs, and I mean, most of them are actually in process of launching some, I mean, new app, and they have very good experience from their past. So yeah, we have good platform at this time, and probably in the first quarter of 2023 we should be expecting new apps. I mean they will actually impact our life, and probably we all of us will be using them for sure. So yeah.
Yeah, that's really insightful, Pankaj. We can all agree that that is one thing which is going to really, really change the future coming 2023 and on, and beyond. That the app marketers and the app developers, even game developers, are coming up with new and useful, new and creative ways to attract customers. The art creatives they are making, of course, we all require a platform with good services such as Tyroo and SocialPeta. I would request again our, attendees, in case if they have any questions in particular, they have all their email addresses and phone numbers. They want to reach out to them, each one of them separately, they can do that. And plus you can reach out to, me as well, if in case you want to. I work with social media as well. So thank you again. I think that'll be a wrap up in case if we have we don't have any questions from the attendees, those would be our final thoughts on it. So we can probably wrap this up. I don't see any questions from the attendees at the moment. Oh, sorry. So there was one question from Shetej. I think Kapil was able to, give him an answer on that. So, all right, guys, that's it. I believe we'll wrap this up.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks again.
Ashish. Thanks
Thank
a
you
lot.
again.
Thanks,
Yeah, thank
guys.
you again for our
Thank you.
attendees and panelists to join the call. And please, good.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone,
Thank
for
you.
being
Bye.
part of the webinar. Thank
All
you.
right, take care,
Goodbye.
guys. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.